AEW news. Everybody together at the same time now. Ready? Ichi. D. Oh no, one more time, but everybody together this time. Ready? All right, guys.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
What do we have? I don't think we got too terribly much, so this will be nice and quick. Inspired by Pro Wrestle Times. So this is faced Will Ospreay. Thank you so much for... Damn, I bookmarked this, and I don't even know if I didn't even realize I was tagged in this, so thank you. Inspired by Pro Wrestle Times, talking about the recent Jericho cruise to post this. Ever wondered what I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys would sound like if sung by Jay Lethal, The Righteous, and The Outrunners? Okay, well, let's take a listen.
Can't reach to your heart when you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way.
Not that bad. Not the worst singing we heard on that cruise. Thanks for submitting that. So this guy, boom, we got Tony Khan with Big Boom AJ at the Super Bowl, man. And good for them, you know. I've seen, so you guys see the picture down here. Never forget, you have to pull down the video. I've seen a bunch of dirt sheets too. All these Shillingstons, man. Type it in. Big Boom AJ WWE belt picture, whatever. You type it in Google, right? And a million dirt sheets pop up. The truth about that situation and why it was pulled down. Like a million of them. Because why? Because some AEW mark gave them access and went, well, actually, the truth is this. Probably Tony. Actually, that didn't happen. Called them all personally. And then they all run with the without actually, you know, the truth is they made him pull that down. There's no other reason for it, you know? And I wonder if Tony Khan was mad at like the winning teams getting WWE championships in the presence of WWE. We know he's a fan, you know? So Logan Paul was triggering AEW people, man. He does Hangman Adam Page's moves. He does them 10 times better. And Kenny Omega, you'll see a couple times throughout this segment, has a couple different things to say recently and in the past in regards to Logan Paul. And so Kenny Omega says, could Logan Paul walk into New Japan Pro Wrestling and have an actual banger every night? No, he absolutely could not. But he absolutely could if he put his mind to it. Okay, if you mean to tell me that, and I'm not taking shots at anyone, but if the Blue Meanie and the Ultimate Warrior and guys like that could go wrestle night in, night out to some degree, right? You mean to tell me if Logan Paul put his mind to it, he couldn't do it right now? What are you guys talking about? He has lots of time to rehearse and pre-plan his matches and all this. Shut up. That's the dumbest thing ever. It's just cope, right? So does Stephen Amell. Does he look as good as Logan Paul when he does his match? No, he does not. Not even in the show, not even at SummerSlam, not even at nothing. Logan Paul, within 3 matches, just light years ahead of everyone else at his level, at his stage, as far as like training and being in the business. Kenny Omega coping. We will see a compilation in a little bit here and get more quotes from Kenny Omega in regards to Logan Paul here. So moving along, Lance Archer issues plea after becoming victim of car theft in broad daylight. He had his big SUV. It's got black rims and all that. I don't know if that's an actual picture. I think that's like someone Google searched a version of what he posted about. But yeah, someone stole. He like ran into a grocery store and some piece of stole his truck, man, in broad daylight. So it's unfortunate if he left it running, if he left the doors unlocked, if he left the keys in it. That's terrible. But if someone just jumped in that thing and went, that's terrible as well. And yeah, hopefully he gets his truck back, man. That's so. So I just saw this promo. I'm not going to play it with the audio. You guys can just watch it or listen to me rant about it. But the new era of AEW has arrived. So on Max, it's the new era. But they introduced the new era by showing all of the old AEW stuff that happened when AEW was good. Even like Britt Baker, I think, was in there. AEW Year One shows and whatever on Max. So Max finally does this promo for them of like a new era has arrived And then they go, look at our new era, but aren't you hype about year one that's available on Max? Like WWE isn't even really going out there and saying, oh, like they're just it's announced, oh, WrestleManias are on Netflix, right? They're not going out of their way to be like year one of Raw, watch the first ever where it all began. And now I'm not hating. This is a good, smart thing for them to do, but it just goes to show you that even they're acknowledging that year one it was hot and now it's the new era that isn't that good. And only 5 years ago, look at all this cool from 5 years ago. And with all these guys who don't wrestle here anymore, or who we say suck, like they just put Britt Baker in that promo. Everyone's saying she's not even welcome in the company, right? And so they say the new era of AEW. I just thought that was cute. And yeah, you can watch Collision and Dynamite, no Rampage. So I don't even think the Rampage library's on Max. Someone correct me if that's
Sometimes
wrong,
in life, you got to be a hoe.
You know what I'm saying, man? I just thought that was adorable. So AEW Collision ratings are up, second highest viewership since September. Now, of course, the Observer are going to freak out. And of course, people are tuning in for Harley Cameron. And of course, they do have less competition. Like the week before or whatever with the Rumble, they had 150,000 people watching them. Obviously, everyone's watching the Rumble. And then obviously more people are going to tune in, but they're acting like, oh, this huge increase. But if this was WWE, like, okay, Netflix had an increase. No one's going huge increase on Netflix. Like a couple people are saying, yo, they had a good bump. But, you know, it's people still saying, oh, they declined this much since their debut on Raw. Here's the thing, dude. They lost half their viewership that goes and watches Rumble, and then they just got it back. They still had like 350,000 people watching the show. You know what I mean? Speaking of the show, Edge and Jay White here together. Edge has a briefcase, which, god damn it, we're going to go back to that now? Money in the Bank or what? To try and get him over in AEW? And these two suck as a couple. Edge and Jay White together. What is going on, man? Anyways, Elijah, FKA Elias, has not actually signed with AEW ROH. However, of late, there's been word that TNA has expressed interest in using him. Now, some people, this is via Fightful, some people are saying that this is a lie from Fightful, that he is signed, and this is a blatant lie. I think a graphic was posted, no? So I don't know why Fightful's saying this. Maybe they're trying to work an angle here. So I have no clue. And if they're just being worked also by AEW, that's hilarious. Or they're like in on it somehow, which is gross and cringe. So Awful Wrestling posts, having Starks plastered on the AEW production truck while taping Dynamite as he debuts on NXT is hilarious. Yeah, dude. And when they put Roosh on that truck, and then like a week later, they're like, oh, Roosh is... he's persona non grata again. So I don't know. It's a huge L. Same with Cody and Punk, and like when they leave, they're on the trucks. AEW had reportedly considered releasing Rey Fenix alongside the recent talent departures. And I quote tweeted this, and it went kind of, I don't want to say it went viral, but it got a lot of attention. And I was just like, well, why didn't they? Because that's the petty, man. Those releases were reactionary to WWE's. The Rey Fenix thing hurts them because the way he looks at it, well, Penta's on their show. Like, to him, he's not thinking, oh, well, Miro, is he going to get over? Like, Tony's so dumb. I broke it down. He thinks that them releasing people means they won't hire more people. That's what he thinks. Oh, well, they released 10. They're not hiring. They're too bloated. They think we're not going to capitalize. Looks like they're not hiring right now. Budget cuts. Boom. No, of course they're going to grab Starks. Of course they're going to grab Miro. Of course they're going to grab Malachi Black. And even if they don't get Miro could just go to TNA or something for a bit, then go back to WWE, or just go to TNA. He could go to Bloodsport. He could just do something in Japan. There's a million things Miro could do. He'll make money anywhere he goes. So yeah, I just don't know. That was reactionary. Rey is still pettiness. So that's why he still won't release Rey. Now maybe this will be heard and I'll get shut up. And Rey will get released. Hey, hopefully my talk. And if I have nothing to do with that decision, fine too. But I'll talk all the until it happens. Yeah, let's go. I'm down. Let everyone go to the Fed. Not even everyone. If all of a sudden they're like, yeah, what's that guy's name? QT Marshall's going to W. No one was like, yeah, bring him in. I wasn't clamoring for QT Marshall to come into WWE. So it's not like bring everyone in. We're not doing that either, but definitely like Rey Fenix, yeah, bring him in. So yeah, Rey Fenix, man, hopefully he gets freed up as well. And yeah, it's the pettiness. I've broken that down, I think, better than anyone. Ricky Starks in WWE right now. Now, this is hilarious if you guys understand this. So basically, Gambit, one of the X-Men, he's a mutant, and he obviously, but he is like a Cajun dude. And he has like a strong accent. And for the longest time, everyone's like, Channing Tatum's going to play Gambit. And it never happened. And even myself, as a longtime fan, as a fan of Channing Tatum and Gambit being like my favorite X-Man, right? And they botched him in a movie before. Even me, for years, I was like, that would be terrible. I just don't see it. For whatever reason, I didn't see it. And then, boom, you get this Deadpool movie. He's in it. It was iconic. He's so good. Not only that, he has the voice down to a T. And then I'm a dummy. I'm sitting here questioning myself. Like, yeah, I don't, clearly I don't have the vision in that regard. Cause like, dummy, yeah. And, yeah, Ricky Starks, of course, from New Orleans. And so DraftKings, the official sponsor of AEW, legit tweets this out to WWE. Ricky Starks in WWE right now.
I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And you all remember that part if you've seen Deadpool. So Thunder Rosa reacts to Ricky Starks debuting. AEW superstar Thunder Rosa on Busted Open. Shout out Busted Open. She reacts to her friend Ricky Starks debuting in NXT.
I don't believe the dirt sheets. So when I saw the news, I was like, I don't believe it until I see it official. And I was in the airport waiting for my Hulu to upload because I was in Tijuana and it was 2 hours behind. And I was on the phone with someone and they were like, oh my God, Ricky is on TV on NXT. And I said, wait, what? I was completely surprised. It took me completely by surprise. He's one of the most hungriest.
Now listen to what she says about him. He's one of the hungriest. This is the guy they kept off TV as opposed to like phone it in Moxley.
Individuals I ever met. I mean, intellectually, physically, and his career. He's extremely passionate about everything he does, his promos, like the way that he carries himself. And he takes that very, very to heart. And I think now that he, from NWA, then everything that happened during the pandemic, that we were not making absolutely zero money, he had a great opportunity coming to AEW, doing something that he did in NWA, which was to put himself over in a way where, with his charisma, his abilities in the microphone, and his abilities in the ring, put him there. And he worked extremely hard to get to the top at AEW.
Man, that was it. Round of applause for AEW news tonight, guys. A round of applause and a Ichi needs or be a hoe. We'll be hoes tonight.
Sometimes in life you gotta be a hoe.